I'm starting over in Minecraft Hardcore. Almost. So as you can tell from all the other YouTubers talking about this, 1.18 just released, sort of, and it really changes Minecraft, and I haven't even explored the 1.17 update yet. Never saw a point to it. I know in episode 5 I said I was going to finish the bottom half of the Autoinator, but I didn't know 1.18 was going to release. So episode 7, I'll finish the bottom half of it. I promise you. But first, I heard they lowered the bedrock placement and all of the old chunks are updated to it, and I have a mine shaft, so I wanted to see if it really was lowered. But just to get it out of the way, this video is completely vanilla. I don't have any mods or shaders installed, because I recorded this episode before any of the mods I use were updated. Also, YouTube tells me only about 10% of you are subscribed, and I'm so close to 1 million subscribers. It means a lot to me if you'd subscribe. And let's go for 20,000 likes for episode 7. And really quickly, this video is sponsored by Apex Gaming PCs. The custom PC line I created for all of you just got upgraded. The lower tiered computer has been upgraded from a GTX 1650 to a GTX 1660 Super. It'll give you roughly a 63% performance boost, so you could play your games at a higher quality. And if you use code SKIES at checkout, you'll get 5% off your order. So after mining down, I did get to the new blocks and then was greeted by a new cave. I just had to work my way in there because I was too scared to drop down in this dark, spooky place. I guess it was kind of lucky that this is a stalagmite cave. I know I can use this to farm lava, which is awesome. But I was really hoping for a lush cave. Also, I was scared of the spikes because I thought if I landed on them at all, I'd die. After a little exploring around this place, I found copper, the ore that I've been missing for months. And this one vein would have made Wadsy jealous. I got 2 stacks of copper from it. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't go looking for 1.17 stuff until now. However, I was out of torches and it's a bit difficult to explore caves without those. So I went back up and got organized. Now I got some shulkers and more torches and went back in. A cool thing about these caves is that they don't really end anymore, except for the areas where I looked apparently. I also found out that diamonds are nerfed in these new chunks, but not entirely really, if that makes sense. They're easier to find, but you only find like 1 or 2 ores now. After a little bit of exploring, I dug down some more to reach bedrock, but I found another cave system. It never ended and I just got resources, but that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to see if the bottom part of my compound looks like this now. So I returned home and got organized. And I also remembered to name one of the bees after the top comment. If you want to be named after a bee, try and get top comment on this video. So I named a name tag Gio Lakabuchi. I definitely butchered that and I'm very sorry. And went to the behemoth. Upon going inside, I saw only one bee and it was unnamed. With the awesome name on him, I kind of realized I have no more bees. I figured they were in the beehives. But no, I only heard Gio Lakabuchi and some unnamed bee. No others. Not even Bumble, so I looked around. There's no water or holes in the walls. I know they didn't get killed by anything, unless an Enderman did something, which I highly doubt. I'll get back to this, but I made a shulker of items to help me explore the new chunks and destroyed all of the chicken eggs. I know they did something to my bees, and they deserve it. After that, I went to the nether, I went up to the roof, and flew out 2,000 blocks from the spawn. This should be far enough away to get into 1.18 chunks. I built the portal and went through, but this doesn't look like 1.18 chunks at all. I was kind of surprised because I don't think I ever flew out this far before. So I yoinked the corners of the portal, went through and removed that portal and flew another 2,000 blocks away. Now that I'm 4,000 blocks away, I built the portal again and went through. I think I'm about 32,000 blocks away from my house now, and it still didn't look like new chunks again, until I saw the mountain and flew around. This is definitely new chunks. I flew around for a little and found a few biomes mixed together and a lot of rivers. Then I found a village. I wanted some iron for buckets and almost died from a golem, in case I found some axolotls. The village didn't have any loot, so I stole their torches to restock on and found this really cool cave in the mountain. But I remembered I didn't write down the portal coordinates, and while flying back, I found this pink sheep. Since I can't bring it home with me, I said hi to it so I could at least have its wool for a build or something. Then after writing down the portal's coordinates, I found this pillager tower and felt at home. I had this urge to come over, and the loot at the top of the tower wasn't too bad. Well, at least not bad for pillager tower loot. Then I saw these caged things. I've only seen them in mods before, so this was interesting. And then I noticed one of the cages had an iron golem in it. And of course, I wanted to be kind, you know, he seemed like he wanted to give the pillager some hugs. So I let him out and he looked so happy to spread love. After that cute scenario, I went back to flying. I want to find a lush cave and some geodes. I found this huge ravine and with my goblin looting eyes, I noticed some diamonds way down below. I did some sick flying and went and got them. I just thought it was cool and I wanted to show you all this. After seeing a floating chunk area that kind of looked like an alien ship, I looted a sunken ship and went to some buried treasure. Getting some okay stuff that I'll never ever use, and if I'm being honest, flying around, I'm not really impressed with the update. You know, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I guess I was expecting more. It just seems like it's an amplified world to me now. Anyways, more on that later. I found this cave, some glow squids, and explored around it for some geodes. Apparently, it only spawns below Y level 70, and this cave was going on forever, and I wasn't seeing anything important. So I thought maybe it would be in a river? I found one before my live streaming world a couple months back and had nothing to lose. So I went around rivers for like an hour until I found this strange cave place. The pillars inside looked like geodes from above, so I went to explore it. But this place was creeping me out. Something about it was spooky. I collected some of the glow squids, and this new ambient lighting caught my attention. After a little bit of collecting some ores, I saw the top of a lush cave. I collected some of the moss blocks, and upon dropping down, this is apparently a 1 block tall lush cave because it looks normal down here. So that was really disappointing. I found a new abandoned mineshaft and ran through there to this huge cave opening. But I can't lie, nothing happened, but I was also too scared to explore this place. There was just a ton of mobs and nothing looked like a geode to me, so I went back to the surface. Now, as I said earlier, I wasn't really impressed with this new update. You know, the top of the land now just looks like an amplified world to me. But the caves and flat areas are a lot nicer to me. I like these cave systems a lot more. And then I was flying around, I started to appreciate and like the land generator more. All that was coming to my mind was mega builds out here. You can do so many incredible builds with this new land, and it got me thinking, maybe I don't finish my current mega builds and the secret mega build that I got planned and just restart out here, but I personally can't do that. Don't get me wrong, I was actually really close to doing it while recording this episode, but I like my compound too much to leave it. However, I will definitely build out here soon. After that fun exploring and flying around bit, it was time to get back to business. I just need to find a geode in, then I'm heading back home. But I found this cool snowy village on top of the mountain. I went around and took their lantern since I didn't want to use my precious iron back at home. I only have like a double chest and a half of it, so I need to be very sparing with my iron. Then once I was done yoinking the loot, I noticed this cave entrance, and after making a very smooth entrance into the place, I saw a metric ton of copper. Except that's an understatement. This one vein of copper that I found was so incredibly insane that I spent roughly 3 minutes mining it out. Just like my skills, it was never ending. I gathered so much in fact that I almost filled up a shulker with it. There is no way Mojang doesn't nerf the spawn rate of copper at least. I know Wadsy is punching the air right now. Then after that fun adventure, I found another amazing stalagmite cave. There were enemies everywhere, so I got into this little hole and dug around. Nothing was looking special to me until I lit up this dead end and saw a boo poking out. Boom! I finally found a geode. After 2 days of searching around and flying everywhere, I finally found a geode. And inside, there's going to be so many crystals, you know, all of this searching will definitely be worth it. It sucks. Possibly the worst geode one can ever find. There was like 5 or 6 crystal spawning blocks in there. So I just dug out all the blocks except for the ones that the crystals can grow on. Once I cleaned this bad boy up, I just decided to AFK here. You know, there was no point in going anywhere else for another geode. And after 3 hours of AFKing, all the crystals were fully grown, thankfully. Would have been weird if they weren't. And then after mining all of them, I got 4.5 stacks of crystals. Not bad, but it could be better. I just wish I had one of those close to my house. With everything done in these new chunks, and I believe I've now done everything in 1.17 and 1.18, I was being surrounded by enemies. I used 0.2% of my power and made the cleanest flight out of this cave. Now it's just a long journey home. And flying over these biomes, I'm starting to fall in love with the new terrain generator. Anyways, I made it to the portal, and I flew the 4,000 block journey home. I might have to make an ice boat pathway there, but I don't know if I want to suffer that much yet. And then made my way down back to the portal and back to my compound. And the first thing I did was sprint to the behemoth, and my worries were correct. I didn't see any bees. I figured maybe it was because it was rainy out that they were staying in their beehives, but I went under every single beehive and didn't hear one bee. Geolakabuchi and the unnamed bee joined the other disappearing bees. I looked in the other beehive, and in the tube where the glass bottles come from, nothing. There's no bees there. So I flew around the land next to my behemoth and didn't see one bee. I don't know if this is a 1.18 glitch or what, but all of the bees I have left are in the shulkers next to this mega build. If you know what's going on, I'd love to hear it, because I don't know where my bees are. But then I went to check on my iron farm, which was empty when I left, and it's not empty anymore. I don't know where all this iron came from. I wasn't here. Wait, I think maybe I have a chunk loader here. Somehow, without knowing it, one of my redstone machines here is loading the chunks while I'm gone. That would explain why my game is kind of laggy even when I'm not in my compound, and where this iron came from. Maybe that even affected my bees somehow? Maybe it made them despawn, but that doesn't make sense for the ones with name tags, or why literally anything else in my compound is still here. I don't know what's going on, but please tell me your ideas in the comments below. After all of that, I made the spyglass since I didn't have Optifine anymore, man. Now, the next episode, I'm finishing the bottom half of the Autoinator and possibly the item sorting system. It's gonna be a busy one, and I hope you all enjoy this episode.
And if I find a way to get it, when I do it, I can live it and forget it. Cause I hate how much I love you, or I hate how you just put me in my feelings. I just wish you understood the gravity, but you got low sin.